Hello and welcome back to another Simple Rockets 2 video. In today's video, we're going to be building a camera module finally. It won't be launching, but it will at least be built. So the first step here is getting out the command chip from literally nowhere. It just materializes. I don't know where our engineers make this stuff. It's weird. But yeah, and then the next step is always stare at the command disk for a little bit, and then you can start putting your parts down. So this is like a lower section, basically just going to be batteries and stuff, and yeah, that's really it. It's going to be batteries. It's going to have a cool little taper down to the docking port, which, if you think about it, this is a good place to put a docking port because that's like kind of a channel they can run crap through, like data cables and stuff. Or maybe they could just stream it directly to computers. I don't know what they'll do. I don't know the current technology within the Simple Rockets 2 universe, so yeah. Then I get a docking port out. We're going to flip it upside down and slap that sucker on the bottom. And we got a thing that can do a docking. Now I just have to make this thing look like it could do some real thing. So what I'm going to do is take a small bay, and there we go. That's where the camera will be stored. So what I'm planning on doing is having the camera attached to like a kind of arm, which will extend, and it'll pull it out of there, make it look kind of cool. Yeah. And it's also going to be capped off with this little rounded bit, just to make it look interesting-ish. And I think I actually forgot to set this to not have any fuel last, like when I did this. So I'll probably do that when we actually launch it in the next Simple Rockets video. And speaking of next videos, don't worry, Ultimate Admiral's not going anywhere. I still have faith for this game. It's in early access. It will get better. And in fact, I'm actually looking for a reason to prove why I haven't quit yet. Other than the fact that I just kind of like the game and I want to play it. That'll probably be the reason. The only thing that'll make me mad is if my ships got damaged from literally nothing and the enemy gets the victory points from that. Which hopefully is not the case. And if that's the case, then there's something screwed up. Alright, now we got all this stuff built. We're gonna fiddle with the little door because why not? It's always kind of fun to fiddle with the door like that. And of course I have to make it look perfect with the points almost. Make it look a little rounded. I know I could have grabbed a hemisphere, but sometimes I prefer just doing it the hard way. Well, the old way of doing things. Would it be less taxing to do it in the long run? Yes. Is it easier to manage the kind of curve? Also, yes. So now I'm going to get a tiny part, alright? Now you can no longer see the command ship. Look at that. That is some really, really nice things right there. But I could have solved this by using that command disk or whatever it is, because that would have hidden itself. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy. But I didn't do that. I am stupid. I'm not used to that part existing. So yeah, that's why I didn't use it. Because I am dumb. But now we get to start on the robotic arm. The thingy that's going to hold the camera. And it's no Canadarm. It's really basic. Can hardly call it a robotic arm. Its only redeeming quality is the fact that it extends. That's it. That is all it does. And it serves as an attachment point for the camera, which I could have easily just embedded into this thing. But I feel like, to an extent, this might be easier to do. And I really have to remember which side the camera's on, so I might, I don't know, like, put some text on the back this side up or something. So that way I can line up the camera properly and we'll be able to map the surface of the planet. Because remember, we still got to find out for certain where'd the moon come from. We're trying to establish lore here. The game devs probably just knew that they wanted an Earth-like thing, and they didn't need any how the moon got there lore, but I will search for some anyway. Because why not? Sounds fun. Moon lore. Yes, that's what building DDOS is all about. The moon lore. Yeah, and I mean, kind of just, making the lore up as I go, though, which, yeah, kind of not good. But hey, it's lore, though. And it conforms to real life, or what scientists believe happened. So, how's that going for it? Now, what we're building here is the actual, little capsule that the camera will sit in. So, I didn't just want a camera on a stick, I wanted a camera inside a doohickey on a stick. It looks way better this way, trust me. So there's the doohickey. Now we just gotta get the camera. But luckily the doohickey's already on the stick. So with the doohickey on the stick, we don't need to put it there. It's already there. But I will have to take it off because I have to do something yet with it. Which, yeah. I should have seen that one coming before. So just casually lowering all the fuel in there. Then I realized I've screwed these ones up too, so I'm changing them quickly to battery. And I completely skipped over that one right there. The little sliver all the way at the top. Wow, I'm an idiot. So yeah, I guess I'll have to go back and fix it before we launch, but it's just such a small payload that I might be able to launch it on a small rocket. One that we haven't seen recently. One that's never taken any space shuttle or space station hardware up. And speaking of space shuttles, I think I might want to build one day. That sounds like fun. But it might be a computer revamp. Because I think whenever career mode comes out is when I want to switch over to doing it on the computer. And I might have every so often mobile game updates, but I'll mostly be with the computer. And I don't have to start completely from scratch because I could just, share the simulation and all that stuff on Simple Rocket's website and all that. But I feel like just doing a clean wipe whenever that comes along would be a good idea. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. But what I'm doing right now is shoving a camera inside the little doohickey. In fact, I might have to pull the camera out just a touch, so that way it's not embedded its face into that. Now what we do is get a fairing. Don't worry, I'll make sure this thing does not pop off just by editing the stage activation, whatchamacallit, to not do anything. Pretty easy fix. And in fact, little camera boy, camera container, looking kind of cool. Definitely looks like a real camera container. I don't think... Well, a real camera container could be literally anything. You can put a camera inside a tuna can for all I care. But it looks good. It looks official. It looks like something NASA would do. So that's what I'm happy about. Except NASA wouldn't need to do this because we have already mapped most of the planet just with satellites alone. So, yeah. Actually, if we only mapped most of it, didn't map the rest of it, then Google Maps would have a very, very hard time existing. Completely, anyway. Because with satellites, anyway, we can see the entirety of the Earth in Google Earth, which is good. Really good. And look at that, what we're doing there. we are slapping on a docking port cover. Well, it's not going to cover the port completely, but it's gonna, I don't know, it's gonna look cool. Moral support, I don't know. But it's there, and that's all that matters. It being there. I quite enjoyed being there. It adds a little bit of detail, and I hope you agree as well. But this thing's almost done. It just looks like a space pill now. Even with the little two-color bands, this is just a space pill holding a camera. So, what I'm going to do to make it not look like a space pill is strap some other pills just around this thing. So I'm just going to take one of my other spacecraft and just rob the RCS from it, if I can get the proper craft out, which it appears that I am having a very hard time doing because I am incompetent, apparently. And there we go. There's the bit that I was looking for. About time it would show up. So now I can grab that doohickey, slap it down there. Whenever it feels like it feels like it. Wow, feels like it feels like it. Wow. My brain is destroyed. I don't have a brain anymore. Jeez, my bad. Sorry about that one. And I'm already so close to being done with this, I'm not going to restart the recording. So, if you want, just listen in on the stupidity that may unfold later. I hope I don't get any more incorrect English. I've probably already had some already, but whatever. It's close enough. So now our space pill is basically complete. Just need some finishing touches and to make it a sub-assembly a couple times. Since this video is shorter than normal, which honestly I like not having 10-year-long videos all the time. It really makes it easier on me to make them. Because you will not believe how much time I have to spend cutting down the Dreadnoughts videos. Some of them are like 3 hours worth of recording and I can get it down into an hour. It's just 2 hours worth of loading screens and empty turns. And yeah, here we go. Look at that loading screen. It's not often you see those around here. So I figured, why don't I just leave some loading screens in for your viewing pleasure. Now, we get to test this beautiful little space pill. First, we're gonna do some RCS testing. And of course it doesn't move because it's too heavy down here on Drew. And separation works as intended. And the doors open up. Just gonna have to stick the camera arm out. A little camera arm, you in there? Okay, yeah, I can see its shadow. And getting the slider out for camera arm. Yeah, that went the wrong way. And look at that. Camera arm just popped out. Looks kind of nice in there, doesn't it? This looks like a refueling probe almost on a plane. But I assure you, it is just a nice little camera. Doing camera things. And I'll have to adjust the range of motion for that one rotator in there. But hey, it's basically done. If you want, you can stick around for the editing. But if you don't want it to stick around, I guess I'll see you in the next one. But for those of you sticking around, please enjoy this right here. Me being an idiot, trying to find out how those stupid doors work. Because I'm an idiot, like I said before. And trying to find a proper door opening thing, it's more difficult than it sounds. First, you need to know what all the settings are, where they are in the list, and what they all look like. Sideways looks about right for me, so I'm keeping sideways. I quite enjoy the sideways one. I'm going to pop the lid to change around probably the length of the noodle, or I can just shrink that, like extension or whatever. Yeah, range of motion. There we go, there's what I was looking for. And now we have a good thing. Except, I didn't lengthen the noodle yet. So, that's gonna happen in the next test. I don't know why I had to test so many times. I'm kinda dumb. Like I said before. But now, camera pod's been named. Now we can do this. Another loading screen. So delicious. I like loading screens. I think that's the third one so far. Maybe. There it goes, a detach and a half. Or just a detach. And now we're going to open up that sucker. And then here comes the fun part. Other way, idiot. There you go. There's the proper slider position. And out comes the noodle. Honestly, doesn't look too terribly bad. I've made worse things. Way worse things. Now, I can't remember if I've tucked the noodle away, or I just outright quit. No, I just have a look at the noodle. That's kind of what the camera would look like when we're actually up in space. It swings around like that, can phase through stuff. Don't know why, but it does. And then there goes the bay. I was having a little bit of fun with that, because I did not realize you could just tap it and it opens. It's pretty interesting. And now the noodle is moving around inside. Hopefully you didn't get any nausea. And if you did, please, make your way to a bathroom or a trash can. And get a bag ready. And preferably drink something too, because that dehydration could cause that. Whoa, and look at it, it's another loading screen, and it died. Okay, I was a little late. Alright, now, the noodle is getting extended, or at least the second, little bit of the noodle. So, we got that thingy taken off. Now I can extend that bit a little bit. That bit a little bit. Wow, that's too many bits in a sentence. As there we go, that should be the finalized noodle. And possibly the last test. So, if you can't wait for this thing to fly, and you really want to see this thing start taking pictures with this at the space station, please, don't forget to check back in 2 weeks whenever this thing launches. Yes, you heard me. Check back in 2 weeks. Not shameless self-promotion. Because I trust that you, the viewer, know if you like my stuff, and I don't have to beg for you to come and, like it and subscribe and whatever. So, I'll leave that on to your own accord. And here we have it, the final test. Whenever we open the door, or doors, there's 2 of them there, see them opening? So cool. And the noodle sticks out. It is a marginally longer noodle. Almost wasn't worth actually changing. But look at that. It looks places now. It's cool. Really nice. And it folds away pretty easily. Which is always really good. And there go the doors. Nice and shut. And they might open again. Yep, there they go. And the noodle exploded. And there's a fairing laying on the ground, so, I'm tempted to pop it. Wherever it is. Oh, there it is. And click it. There we go. And pop. Super cool. Alright. I think that'll about do it for this video. After another loading screen. So if you enjoyed it, or me watching, well, if you enjoyed me building that little guy, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.